What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. I'm talking this one right here, King Hustle. King Hustle X1L, no rags, just riches. King Hustle Crazy Reactions, the Hustle Family, turn motivation into means, dog pound exotic pups, goosebumps horror stories, sleeping with the rain, walking made King Hustle 2.0, and King Hustle Live. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up, right? Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or a video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. What to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members. And we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's going to turn you into a boss. So, you tired of being a zero? You ready to be your family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos and you get them notifications and some information that's going to help you win, all right? And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how scammers and fraudsters are utilizing credit to get rich. And it's a lot of new sneaky scams, there's a lot of new fraud and dark web scams going on that's utilizing credit. So in today's video, I'm gonna explain to you guys what's going on, what's really just going on, period. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. So it's a lot of new scams going on. It's a lot of old scams still going on, just revamped. And to be honest with you, a lot of scams that's going on right now, it's the same scams that's been going on for 10, 15, 20 years. They just update the information and revamp it and just keep revamping it as the decades go on and go on. And as more technology comes, they revamp it to structure around that new technology. Like before, there wasn't Cash Apps, Venmos, Zales, none of that. It was all MoneyGram, Walmart to Walmart, Western Union, money transfer. So everything evolves, and so people, when fraud and scamming first came, was to light to the urban community. A lot of people was, and this was years, 20 years back, like fraud and scamming been going on for a long time. A lot of people have been committing some type of fraud or committing some type of scam. And a lot of people, as a matter of fact, let's get up on the history. Who was the first person to commit a scam? Let's see who was the first person to commit. Who was the first person to commit? I see it would even pop up. So the first person to commit fraud can be tracked back to the 300 BC in the ancient Greece. This is how long scamming and fraud been going on. Where two merchants, Trostus and Xenodemus, deceived the scheme to enrich themselves by taking out the insurance policy on their ship and cargo. They planned to sink the ship to pocket the loaned money, but were caught in the act, leading to their downfall. This incident is considered one of the earliest recorded attempts at fraud. So 300 BC is when the first fraud was committed, and they tried to commit insurance fraud on their ship. So fraud has been going on since the beginning of time. What made them think about that? Who knows? So as I said, fraud and scams, they gradually evolve over time. And people find new loopholes and new tricks and new ways to commit some type of fraud or some type of scam. So as the years went on, 20 years ago, let's say 2005, there was credit fraud and type of fraud going on, but it wasn't broadcast as it is right now. There wasn't social media. There wasn't the things that is right now for people to be so hands-on and to be up to date with what's going on in the world. So as the world evolved, like I told you guys, a lot of people start to figure out easier ways to do the exact same things. Because the main goal for a fraudster or a scammer is to make a lump sum of money the easiest way and the fastest way as possible. And everybody out in the world wants to make some money. Everybody in the world wants to make a lump sum of money. Everybody wants to make some money and not have to pay it back and it not to come back to them. Like, that's just how the world is. The world is lazy. The world doesn't want to put in work. They just want everything to be given to them. So you got so many different frauds going on. You got check fraud, credit card fraud, identity theft, bank fraud, insurance fraud. Everything can be defrauded that deals with money. It can be defrauded. So people figure out loopholes. And what I mean by loopholes is they figure out, okay, the banks will give you loans. So how can I get a loan from that bank without it coming back to me? And that's where identity theft comes in, profiles come in, CPNs come in, business credit comes in. Because people will come up with anything and everything to do whatever that they want to do. So you got check fraud. A lot of people are utilizing identity theft to commit check fraud. How? Because there's a lot of different ways to commit check fraud, like I told you guys. You got people who are robbing mailboxes and mail carriers and stealing all the checks out the bag, get as many checks as they can. And then they either wash them or they get fake IDs to match the identity on that check. So it's easy for that person to just easily cash that check because the ID is right there that matches. I just did a reaction video on somebody who got caught with like over 100 some checks or 200 some checks. And then you got people who wash checks, they change the numbers on checks. You got people who open up bank accounts in other people's names and identities to get checks so they won't have to go through the process of having these bad fake checks. They actually have real checks and they just write them out. You got people who create checks online, use other people's identities. You got people who open up bank accounts in other people's names and they start to get credit cards with people with good credit. They get signature card, Visa cards. Because with credit cards, you can get cash advances. Which means if you got a $10,000 credit card, you can go to the bank and say you want to get a cash advance of $5,000 and $6,000, and they'll give you that in cash, and it'll be subtracted from your credit card. Just imagine a person going to this bank, that bank, this bank, that bank, and getting approved for so many Visa signature cards. Now they have so many cash, but they made $20,000, $30,000 just by cash advances off these credit cards. Then you got people who get information and they go on the dark web and sell them. You got people who go on different platforms and sell it. People are starting to realize the importance of credit because credit is the #1 money game in the world. And it's starting to trickle down to the fraudsters and the scammers because they're coming up with these CPNs and these synthetic identities. Well, the government created synthetic identities. The people just created the names. So with this synthetic identity, people are figuring out how to get new numbers attached to those synthetic identities and create new credit profiles. And once you create a new credit profile, you can build a credit score on there. And once you build a credit score like anybody else, you can get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. You can open up a business, build business credit, and get business loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. And then you got people who are starting to get smarter and saying, okay, I understand that you will get way more money on the business side than on the personal side. So they're starting to get business loans, credit cards, and lines of credit with these synthetic identities. But this is the thing. A lot of people have their own niche. A lot of people, or a lot of fraudsters and scammers have their own niche. It's a lot of tech nerds. There's a lot of people in cybersecurity. It's a lot of people who are good at coding. It's a lot of people who are good at a lot of different things. So most times people do what they're good at. So if somebody's good at computers and hacking, they're going to be a hacker. Somebody's good at getting checks and cashing checks and writing checks, they're going to do that. If somebody's good at getting credit information, they're gonna do that. Like, people do what they're good at. They stick to what they're good at and what works best for them. Everything ain't meant for every scammer or fraudster. So that's why every fraudster or every scammer doesn't do everything. And that's why so many different frauds and scams, because there's so many different ways to do the exact same thing. People just figure out what works best for them. It's a lot of methods out here. When they say methods, it's instructions or directions how to get some money some type of way. And these methods are easy to some point, because at the end of the day, a lot of people know about cybersecurity coding and are in this world, so they do their research and they know what's being said in these methods. And a lot of people don't, so it's a hard time for them. But people who do their research and they get these methods, it's easy for them to do whatever they're saying because they're actually in that world. Like, there's actual tools out here that you can jam an ATM and make it start dispersing money. It's ways, in so many ways, people and scammers and fraudsters come up to get people's banking information and all different type of information. There's a lot of data leaks. It's a lot going on in the fraud and scamming world. Everybody want to learn this method, that method, do this and do that. But they don't understand the magnitude of what comes with it when trying to do those things. It's a lot of, it's scamming or fraud. That industry is a billion-dollar industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry. Because you got higher levels. You got people that's committing Ponzi schemes who got, that's millionaires. You got millionaire buddies that's in a whole different world than us, that's doing Ponzi schemes, that's doing so many different methods and different scams that's making them millions and billions. You got people down at the bottom making coins on the dollar, hundreds and thousands. You got people creating fake employees and putting them on payroll and making money. Like, people will come up with the most craziest things to do because there's so many loopholes. That once that light bulb clicks on above their head and they figure out that loophole, it's a whole new method. It's a whole new way. And like I told you guys before, all these computer systems and ATMs and everything works off databases, off data. And data can be hacked so easily. So if somebody knows how to do that, just imagine the things they can do. Get into accounts, get into a whole company account. Talking about a Chase Bank, see everybody information that's with Chase Bank, a Wells Fargo, a Bank of America, anything. They can see anything that they want to see and do anything that they want to do. That's why they got ransomware, because hackers do that. They take over a company's database and they hold it for ransom. Say, pay me in Bitcoin this amount of millions. If you don't, we're going to leak this information. If you do, you can have it back. And they end up hiring that person to make their security and data system stronger so that it won't happen again. This is the things that doesn't get talked about, that happens on a daily basis. Just like somebody just hacked the T app and leaked every woman's ID on that bad boy. See, y'all gotta understand, people not gonna play with y'all the way y'all play with them. Y'all messing with all these dudes and spilling tea on all these dudes. Now, there's some hacker out there that say, all right, y'all want to drop the tea? I'm going to drop the tea on y'all in a bigger way. Now, all y'all, they IDs and stuff is leaked and information and all that. At some point in time, y'all got to take stuff serious. And once you take stuff serious, things will go a lot smoother. So, it's a lot of new methods out here. It's a lot of new sneaky ways that scammers and fraudsters are making money off credit, off identity theft, credit card fraud, checks, a lot of different things, a lot of Ponzi schemes, a lot of different stuff going on. So I'm going to just keep us aware. I'm going to keep us the knowledge out there, help us be more safe, more cautious. Like I told y'all, start freezing y'all credit reports. Start get LifeLock to monitor your accounts, because there's a lot going on. You never know what's a scam text, a scam call, or a scam email, or a scam page, and it might just be one of them days that you fall for it. So always keep yourself protected, always be more aware, and stay cautious, and be more safe out there, my people. Shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going, y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 Unlimited Gems are $1,000, but for limit time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yo me. Also, make sure y'all tapping in and getting these YouTube faceless automation channels created. I know a lot of y'all see these YouTube videos get millions of views without nobody showing their face, and millions of views equals thousands and thousands of dollars. So with that being said, let's get to work. But wrong channel. Make sure you're tapping into the Crypto Tour in-person limited gyms. $6,500 deposit, the rest of the money meet in person. Make sure y'all tapping in with the credit mentorship, $2,500 and up. Trade lines not included. We're gonna get to work on your personal business credit, help you start getting funding. Make sure y'all tapping into my life coaching, business coaching, mentorship for $2,500 for the month. You got my ear, you got my service. Call at any time that you need. Tap in. I got you. We're gonna get you together on the personal business side and just life in general. Make sure y'all tapping into my vendor platforms on the Potato app and on the Telegram Millionaire Network. Still look for people for the production company. Still look for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, and women. We're gonna do a lot of skits, blogs, movies, music videos, traveling, networking, and having fun, making money. Make sure you go tap into all my YouTube channels and my Twitch. I do all my freebies and giveaways from them. So if you're not subscribed to all the channels, you're gonna miss out, because I'm gonna start going live on every other channel. So I might go live on this channel today, that channel tomorrow, this channel. So I switch it up. So if you subscribe to all the channels in the YouTube and the Twitch, you won't miss nothing. All right, so make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on all the YouTube channels and the Twitch. Make sure you go tap into my IGs, Buscala Department. That's Hustle Department in French. That's my clothing brand. Dropping new joggers real soon. They on the way. Make sure you follow me on IG, King Hustle X11.2. That's my page. Go run the followers up for more free sauce, more free methods, more free information that's gonna turn you into a boss, music and entertainment. Make sure y'all tapping into these load ups, Cash App, Bitcoin. Anybody get a $500 load up or more will receive a free jogger set, pink or black. So make sure you're tapping in with that. And with that being said, man, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how I get down in any of these videos. I will see you at the next lesson or video. Peace.